I recently heard of this story and thought of sharing it with you. It's called the teacup story. So once a battalion of 15 people or 15 military men was traveling towards the Himalayas. It was cold, it was snowing. They had to relieve the existing battalion. They were going to stay there for another 3 months. While uh, traveling to their destination, they all wanted was a cup of tea. The major said, okay, let's see. Because it was a remote place, they had very less chance of, finding tea over there. Luckily, they came across a tea shop, but it was locked. One of them suggested, so why don't we break open the lock and, prepare tea for ourselves? It's so cold out. We just need one cup of tea right now. The major said, we are disciplined people. We follow discipline. And how can we open the, break open the shop? But then looking at at his team, he decided to break open. They broke open the shop, they went in. Luckily, they had all the ingredients required for tea. And lucky enough to find a packet of, few packets of biscuits also. They prepared tea. They each had 2 cups of tea, some biscuits, and they felt relieved. Before leaving, the major removed a few thousand rupees and placed it under the sugar pot so that if the person came back, he would see it, because they had finished off everything. They had finished off the tea, sugar, milk, everything. They left the place. They pulled down the shutter and they left. They reached their destination. Luckily, no one was injured in those 3 months. They fought gallantly. They came back. After 3 months, they were returning back and they came to that same shop. This time, they saw an old man in that shop. He made tea for them. He was happy to see 15 customers. And so they had tea, they had biscuits, and they were chatting with the old man. He had very few resources. So they were asking him about his experiences, about people, about having a shop in this remote area and how does he manage everything. And he said, I have a lot of faith in God. But one of them said, if you have Baba, if you have so much of faith in God, why are you so poor? He said, don't say such things, Sahab. I have a proof of this that God is there and God helps me. And God has helped me. He said, how? He said, Sir, Saab, 3 months ago, my son was beaten up by the terrorists because they wanted to find some information from him which he didn't had. And so he was hospitalized and I locked my shop and went to the hospital. I took him to the hospital. Um, I didn't had money for the medicines. I just had 20 rupees and no one was ready to give me money for the fear of the terrorist. I came to my shop and I was devastated to see that it was broken. The lock was broke, the shop had been broken open, and I entered the shop. But you know, I saw a few thousand rupees there, and I knew that God had come to my shop to help me. He had saved my son's life. Those rupees were, so helpful for me. And everyone here started looking at the major. The major gave them a warning with his eyes, saying that keep quiet, don't say anything. They paid the old man and they left the place. While leaving, they saw tears building up in the major's eye, which was a rare sight. But they thanked the old man for the tea and they paid him and they left. Why am I telling you all this? Guys, we all have difficult times in life. Can't we help each other? God can't be everywhere, but God has made us His beautiful creations. Can't we help each other in difficult times? And why am I telling you this right now? It's because recently a family member of mine was admitted in a hospital. And you know how stressful it is. But I met such wonderful people who helped me without me knowing them. And I always felt at every instance that help was offered to me that God is reaching out to me in, of course, forms of humans. And I think that's my good karma that I help others. So guys, please make it a point to find that time to help others in distress. This is what is needed at this hour. Thank you.